Hello everyone, my name is Don, and I have a bit of a problem. I'm currently addicted to flight combat games. Star Fox, Ace Combat, anything you can name of, I've probably played it. But there is a franchise that used to pride itself on aerial and space combat, and that franchise is Star Wars. That's right, it's that time of the year again, it's May, and I'm contractually obligated, even if I don't want to sometimes, to play Star Wars during May time. And this year, I forgot this game even existed. It's Star Wars Squadrons, which came out in 2020. The cool thing about this game is perhaps the campaign, in which you can play as both the remnants of the Empire and the New Republic, or formerly the Rebel Alliance in this case. The game will switch perspectives at certain points. You can customize both the Imperial and Rebel pilots, and honestly, this customization is a bit lackluster since you barely even see these characters outside of their suits at all. But, you know, the option is there. I mean, if you want your pilot to look like John Boyega, then by all means... This guy looks like Jimmy Hopkins from Bully. I gotta play as this guy. There's also a female and male body shape. There's no real difference in between the two other than aesthetics, really. And voices, again, there's no real difference other than, you know, how the pilot sounds, and that's really about it.
Easy victories incoming. I have nothing to lose. Let me at them.
And we'll go with Fury B for the Imp pilot. Sounds aggressive. Now for the names, you cannot manually type the names in yourselves. They come with preset names. And let me tell you, these are probably the most Star Wars-y names to have ever Star Wars'd. I mean, Bly Basco, freaking, I think it was Tavana Trace I've seen at one point. Blackfeather? What's a Blackfeather? We'll go with something that's slightly more badass sounding, but normal. Merrick Steele. We'll go with Merrick Steele. Merrick Steele the Imp pilot. Anyway, now for the Rebel pilot. I feel like the Rebel pilot doesn't really get that much attention compared to the Imperial pilot, in my opinion. I think the Imperial pilot looks more interesting in terms of customization. I feel like there should be more alien options here. Like, why can't I play as a Rodian? Why can't I play as, like, a Nien Nunb type of alien? Like, why am I stuck to human for the Rebels? I can understand the Imperial pilots because they were bigoted towards aliens, but I feel like the Rebels, we should be playing as more of the alien archetypes. Like, we should be seeing more Nien Nunbs. Anyway, I made the Rebel pilot look somewhat close to me, even though he doesn't really look like me at all. He does not, honestly, but it's close enough. Anyway, as for the name, we'll go with Cloud Cutter. Only because it sounds fantastical and badass at the same time. Anyway, Lieutenant Merrick Steele and Lieutenant Arafo Cloud Cutter reporting for action. Oh, good lord, if I have to mute out the Star Wars theme, I'm gonna riot. We're all gonna riot, damn it. Oh, no Star Wars theme.
Alderaan chose destruction. They incited rebellion and anarchy, and paid the price. The survivors continue to spread dissent. Find them. Do not rest until the destruction of Alderaan is complete.
Lord Vader's orders are clear.
Are they?
Yes, wipe out all that remains of Alderaan.
How? I understood the survivors were in hiding.
Intelligence reports a possible Alderaanian convoy heading to Foster Haven. You are to draw them out and finish them off. Do you understand that, Captain?
Perfectly, Commodore Sloane.
Dismissed.
Javes.
Everything ready, Lieutenant Kerrill.
The squadron's on their way. They're excited to fulfill Lord Vader's command.
And you? No qualms hunting down refugees from a world we destroyed?
During the Iskalon uprising, you taught me to ignore propaganda. They're traitors, not refugees, and will be dealt with accordingly. I've prepped our usual Sigma-9 loadout.
No. Only standard ties today.
Flying old school, sir. This might be a real challenge after all.
You hear me, Teresa? But I don't think you understand me. I guess we'll find out. Follow my lead. And don't fire unless I give the order. The convoy is out there. We don't want to scare them off. Let's do this right.
It will be done.
Yeah, you can tell that this Imperial pilot I made is, pretty evil. Ooh, someone's in trouble. Now, Star Wars Squadrons here. From the namesake, you would think this is like a Star Wars Rogue Squadron spin-off or sequel. And in some ways, it kind of is a spiritual sequel to that trilogy. But Squadrons is more in line with the TIE Fighter and X-Wing games on the PC.
Copy that.
The viewpoint is always in first person within the cockpit, and the controls are simulation style, which may take some getting used to. Especially if you're playing on consoles. You might actually have to change the control setup on consoles, or on a controller, because they're so janky. Or at least I did in my case, because the standard controls, the default, they don't feel right to me. I also had that same problem with Star Wars Outlaws too. It's like, for whatever reason, the modern Star Wars games cannot get flight controls right for some reason. But at last I fixed the flight controls. I fly kind of like I do in Battlefront 2, where the right stick is the thrust in the throttle, and the left stick I use for turning. My simple objectives right now are to follow Captain Javes around the fleet.
The rest of the fleet is back from Alistair. We'll have plenty of help to deal with that convoy of sympathizers.
Even though this game takes place after the Battle of Endor, the game's prologue takes place after the destruction of Alderaan. And we're going to see what happens when you betray somebody and expect them not to fight back. Because believe me, somebody's gonna fight back.
Stay mobile. We don't want any collisions.
From inside, forget how big our Star Destroyers really are.
Careful. The shields won't harm us. Flying so close to the hull, there's no time to get careless.
You're right, sir. It is good to fly old school again. There's something very forthright about a TIE fighter.
Looks like someone is testing battle formations.
Better here than in the field again.
The prologue here teaches you the basic mechanics of how flying works. We're gonna go over more advanced controls later on, and believe me, this game does have a lot of advanced controls that you might not even notice. I didn't even notice. It threw me off the first time I played this. Later on, the game introduces a move called drifting, which is tricky to pull off, but we're not at that point yet. I'll be sure to mention it when we get to it.
All systems calibrated, and the fleet is in good shape.
The game does implore you to look at the instruments within your cockpit because they give off some vital information, like how much health you or the enemy has, how much energy you're putting into any part of the ship, like the engines or the weapons or the shields. Take note that the TIE series of fighters, or basically the TIE Fighter, Interceptor, and Bomber, do not have shields natively. So those starfighters can convert energy into engines and weapons only. The TIE Reaper, as well as every Rebel ship, have shields. So there's a third commodity for those ships that you can convert energy into.
Helix Squadron are docked and clear for hyperspace jump. Remember, Helix, we'll have support, but finding the refugee convoy is up to us.
They won't escape the Empire twice.
Probably the most isolated trading post in the sector.
It's only a haven for thieves and pirates. If the refugees are hiding here, clearly they're not as innocent as they claim.
Carrier's moving into position.
Blockade is forming up. Our rear guard is secure at least.
Interesting. There's a lot of cargo traffic today.
Then our convoy might be hiding among them.
Agreed. All cargo vessels. This is Captain Lindon Javes of the Galactic Empire. Prepare for immediate inspection. And this is Vostar Haven Station Master. Kindly avoid harassing my customers. If they cooperate, they'll be fine. Pilot, proceed. Copy that.
Time to scout some ships. Now this is basically a tutorial for how to scan for enemies. I'm playing this on PlayStation, so in order to scan for what's directly in front of you, you press L2. If you want to target enemies that are not directly in front of you, you press X. Loyal to the Empire. I don't believe you for 1 second.
See? We're loyal. I swear.
Not part of the convoy. Check another ship.
Pilot, keep inspecting those ships and see if the refugees are here. Good. Check that ship next.
Look, I'll pay anything. Just don't impound my ship.
No refugees aboard. Carry on.
So you're not impounding my ship?
There. A ship's trying to flee from a simple inspection. We should teach them some manners.
All pilots, bring your weapon systems online.
Now we can finally shoot somebody. Not to kill, just to scare them.
Just enough to damage them. Then see if they're hiding the refugees.
All right. Scan us then. Just stop shooting.
No refugees here, sir. Just smuggled weapons and a cargo of spice.
Let the fleet handle those smugglers. We should get to the station.
Oh, come on, you could have let me kill them just a little bit. I mean, they were weapon and drug dealers. Nobody likes weapon and drug dealers, especially in Star Wars.
My customers are legitimate traders. You have no right.
Captain, the station's defenses just activated.
Helix Squadron, destroy those turrets. We can't search under fire. Out here, no one shoots unless they're prepared for return fire. Even the Empire should know that.
So here's where we get into real combat. And like I said before, TIE fighters, TIE interceptors, and TIE bombers don't have shields. They just have the hull. So any damage you take, you're just straight up taking the damage to the hull, and that's going to lead closer to your death. Whereas with other ships, you have the shield, and that's going to save you a little bit because the shields are taking up the damage, and they drain over time, so you can't soak up too much damage, or else you'll get Swiss cheesed. Now, laser turrets are not too bad by themselves. If they're grouped together, then they become a problem. Here's a feature that every ship has, and that's repairing the hull. You press the L1 button to perform maintenance on your ship. This will regenerate, I believe, 50% of your health, and it requires a 30-second cooldown after each use. So you can't spam the repair feature. You gotta use it when the time is right. Okay, if that were any of the OT movies, I probably would have been dead there because the TIE fighters in the movies suck. Like, I swear, a space pebble hits the thing and it just explodes. I'm pleased to say that this game does TIE fighters right for once, even though I still hate the design of the TIE fighters. I still prefer the bombers and the interceptors over the fighters, but the TIE fighters are actually pretty good in this game. The TIE fighter and the X-Wing are basically your all-rounder versatile starfighters. They're good at going up against capital ships as well as other starfighters, but they don't specialize in either. The X-Wing is actually the sturdy of the two because it has shields for one and the turbo lasers are deadlier, but the TIE fighter is more maneuverable and faster.
That should do. Good shooting, pilot.
Our reputation will never recover from this.
Javes, where are you going? Now's not the time to look for refugees when the rebels are rebelling. It's rebel time. But here's where shit hits the fan and we actually fight live targets for once, not just turbo lasers. And X-Wings are pretty tough because, again, they have shields, and TIE fighters don't. Damn you, shields. But at least if you're playing as the rebels, you can actually take out the TIE fighters easier because they don't have shields. But in return, oh, okay, kamikaze that bitch. But in return, you don't have the turning radius or the speed of a TIE fighter if you're an X-Wing. So each side has their pros and cons. One is not necessarily better than the other one. Even though it's quite obvious who the evil ones are in this case, and that will be the rebels. Yes, the rebels. Indeed, the space terrorists that they are. But that's speaking from a certain point of view. Ow. Who's shooting me? Who's shooting me? That's one thing I don't like about this game, is that you don't even know who's shooting at you half the time because you can't look behind you. And I'm serious, you really cannot look behind you. Or if you can, it's extremely hard to do because you're stuck to the cockpit. There's no third-person view.
All rebel targets destroyed. Captain, the rebel fighters are coming from that tunnel through the station. The refugee convoy must be hiding in there. After them. We'll deal with you later, Station Master.
You attack my station and customers, then blame me? Imperial thugs.
You shot at us first, you douchebag.
There. The convoy. Prepare to fire.
Will do, Lieutenant Kerrill, even though it looks like it should be pronounced Kerrill, but whatever. Star Wars spelling it. Oh, God!
All systems down. Those were iron missiles. Where the hell did they come from?
Sorry, Teresa. After Alderaan, I can't ignore what the Empire's become.
Sir. Lindon, what are you saying?
That I don't care who ordered it. I didn't sign up to hurt innocent refugees. And if protecting them makes me a rebel, then so be it.
Damn it! Pilot, see if you can bypass his shutdown. Catch up with that traitor! Lieutenant Kerrill to the Vigilance. Captain Javes is aiding the rebellion. Send immediate assistance.
I hope it wouldn't come to this.
Javes is the traitor. Oh, it's good to know that I'm not the traitor because I don't want to play as the rebels. Or at least, I don't want to play as an Imperial turning into a rebel. I want to play as both the Empire and the rebels for once. But yeah, we have to chase Javes down and stop him. He's betraying the Empire.
Let us leave!
I see the convoy. Dead ahead. Prepare to fire.
Imperial Squadron, this is refugee convoy Hope of Alderaan. We have families aboard. I'm here to help, convoy leader. No time to explain. Just get out of this tunnel. I wish I'd seen things my way. Goodbye, Teresa.
The tunnel!
I still can't believe I named this guy Cloud Cutter. Anyway, here's the X-Wing portion of Squadrons.
That call sounds desperate. Can anyone make out what he's saying?
They're working on it. Okay, Echo Squadron, on me.
Alright, so the tutorial for the X-Wing portion is going to be... Oh, Akbar!
Echo Squadron.
Echo Leader here. Admiral, any luck pinpointing that distress call?
Hopefully. You may need to get creative. Make sure fighters are in good shape.
Understood, sir. Echo, prepare for systems check. Coming back around, Squadron. On me.
So much for a quiet patrol. Starting systems check.
Okay.
Always listen to Akbar, he's always right. But the X-Wings control similarly to the TIE fighters, except there's the shield, so there's a third option for converting control, or converting energy. You use the D-pad to convert engines, so for the left, it's going to be blue, which is engines. Red is going to be for the weapons, and that's going to be the up directional pad. And to the right is going to be green for your shields. For dogfighting purposes, you want to divert your power to the lasers in order to hit harder, and also recharge faster. Diverting power to the shields will give you extra protection, and diverting power to the engines will make you go faster. And everything is going to be displayed on your cockpit. Star Wars Squadrons does not really have a HUD. It's really just the cockpit instruments and that's it. Which some people may love, some people may hate. I mean, honestly, this is more of a simulation type of flying game, so it makes sense for it to just be the instruments and that's it. Like, no HUD. Because really, who needs a HUD?
Flying together.
Okay, Squadron. Anyone low on missiles needs to stock up now. Head to the U-Wing for resupply. All good? Good.
Command has verified the distress call from Foster Haven. A refugee convoy in Foster Haven has been sending clear Star Destroyer. We need help.
All right, time to go.
Echo Squadron, join the first wave and head to the rendezvous point.
This had to happen while half the fleet's away.
Prepping hyperdrive.
Another reason why the X-Wings are better than the TIE Fighter is, well, X-Wings have hyperdrive.
Admiral, we're here.
Yeah, but the convoy's way over there. Put the bad guys between us and them.
Echo Squadron, transfer all power to engines. Head below the Star Destroyer and wait for my signal. It's risky, but flying fast and close to the Star Destroyer's hull should get us to the other side safely. Steady. Hold. Now, fire all boost thrusters.
Try spinning, that's a good trick.
Echo 5, wait, you're too... Damn it, 5.
5 didn't spin.
Squadron, focus. We are not losing anyone else.
I don't know, I've seen a couple of Star Wars movie or 10 Star Wars movies to know that somebody's gonna die.
Ships are moving in. Rebel Alliance forces. The convoy needs support.
Wait, that was an Imperial transmission on an open channel.
Echo Squadron, move in and give them cover. I'm glad someone heard my distress call. I couldn't hold off those ties any longer.
Who are you? A defector?
If you'll take me, call me Lindon. I'll explain later. Pilot, help me push these fighters back.
Echo 4, leave that quasar for now. Focus on ties. We better get rid of those ties. Fire missiles.
You may be wondering if my Rebel pilot's going to fight my Imperial pilot. Disappointingly, no. Or at least not yet. You'd think that the two characters I created would have a falling out immediately, since we're right here, but no. You gotta get Javes out of here first. Freaking Javes and your javiness. Anyway, we have to take out the Imperial fighters here. Your X-Wing fighter does come with missiles, so you have to lock onto an enemy, hold off for about 3 seconds, and then once the reticle turns green, you hit the R1 button. There are different types of missiles. You got ion missiles, which only stun the enemy for a couple of seconds, and then you got dumbfire missiles, which fire in a straight line. The dumbfire missiles, even though they lack a lock-on, they're pretty good. They're surprisingly really good. Especially if you're into the method of jousting. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of jousting in this game. The enemy AI is aggressive enough to pull it off, and so are you if you're desperate enough.
That's half of them. Keep pushing.
Give those lasers time to recharge.
You know, I've been thinking, Javes is actually relatively calm about killing his own Imperial soldiers. I thought he had a problem with killing people. Okay, maybe innocent people. The Empire, not really innocent, so I understand, but still, you've been with the Empire for about, what, you're a captain, so about 5 to 10 years, at least? But then again, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, as Spock would say from the other sci-fi classic, Star Trek. I need to play a Star Trek game for the channel. Well, let me be specific. I need to play a good Star Trek game for the channel, because the older ones are kind of crap and convoluted. Like the game on the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo based off the Next Generation. I do not know what to do in that game. It is really confusing to navigate. So if you have any suggestions for actually good Star Trek games, let me know down below in the comments.
Prep your fighter. They'll send more ties soon.
Echo Squadron, let's get in position and escort these transports.
I'm right beside you. This is Admiral Akbar of the Rebel Alliance. Echo Leader reports you're willing to defect. Willing and able. Then keep assisting Echo Squadron.
Ah, good old Akbar and his infinite wisdom. Too bad he died in episode 8. And he died off screen too, that was actually kind of dumb. Akbar's the man, even though he got 2 lines in the original trilogy, but still, he was the best damn character of the whole entire trilogy. That's sarcasm, but still, Akbar's a great character.
Reinforcements. Take the ties down.
Echo 2's gone.
I take it heavy damage. Echo, reinforcements are here.
That Corvette is a beautiful sight.
Corvette Captain, focus on the Quasar. We'll mop up the ties.
Yes! On your wing, Echo Leader.
Now we need to destroy more TIE fighters before we can take on the Quasar. What the Quasar is, because I don't think I've seen this ship before, at least not in the movies, it's basically just an assault frigate for the Empire. A good couple of shots with lasers and missiles will take the thing out. Now this is pod racing. I had to make the joke. Anakin, no, this wasn't pod racing. What are you talking about, Anakin? There's no correlation between the two.
One more for me.
That's all the ties down. Yes. Come on, people. That Quasar's gotta go. Ready to go. Yeah. Way to deal with that Quasar.
Nice work. Squadron, form up.
I think we're clear. For now. Let's make the most of it. Echo Squadron, bring the convoy and Lindon here to a safer position.
We're on it.
Admiral, I know how this Imperial fleet operates. I can tell they're prepping their capital ships for an attack right now. We need backup. All right, I'll send you the rest of Echo Squadron with everything they've got. Heading towards a Star Destroyer. Again, facing its turrets this time.
It's okay, our fleet's coming.
Well, not fast enough. Fleet is now at your location. Echo Squadron, keep the convoy safe while the flagship engages the Vigilance. Leave it to us. Wait. The Empire's sending in a raider to intercept the convoy. We have to take that raider down. Pilot, with me. Almost in range. Get ready.
This part is really not that hard at all. The Raider doesn't really do that much damage to you. You have to make a couple of bombing runs against the thing. In which I question, where's the Y-Wing? We don't have Y-Wings here. Or at least we don't have them yet.
The Raiders lost shields. They're trying to get cover from the capital ships. This is our chance. Finish this.
Well, if I must. This is gonna put us on the Imperial shit list, but we'll do it. And yeah, this game, despite it being from EA, well, published by EA, is pretty good. It's a thrill ride from beginning to end. And yes, I know, I dunk on EA a lot, but they got some good games. They got the Star Wars games, they got Dead Space, they got pretty much every game before 2010, and actually, no, before 2000. That was when EA was good. Now EA is shit. And so is Activision and Ubisoft. Ubisoft used to be so great. What happened? What happened to these companies, man? If you want good games, just go indie.
We're out of time. We've got to get you out of here.
Refugee convoy to Rebel Alliance. We're ready for lightspeed jump. Wait. The Star Destroyer will be watching all possible vectors. They can still find you. Pilot, it's risky. But if we can destroy the targeting system on the Vigilance, we might throw them off the convoy's trail. Wait, you two are attacking the Star Destroyer?
Hell yeah, we are. I mean, we don't have any Y-bombers yet, so why not? Let's go for it. What you want to do here is attack the little port area that's in the middle of the ship. It might take a couple of runs in order to destroy. You want to make sure to convert your engines in order to make a quick getaway, and also convert your shields in order to not die as quickly.
Let's hope your fleet can keep those shields down. Strike here. We can take down the Vigilance's targeting. We're getting there. Keep firing. That'll leave a mark.
Oh my god, did the yeehaw. It wouldn't be Star Wars without the yeehaw. God damn it. Why'd they do that? They disgraced my boy with the yeehaw. Anyway, that's mission complete for the Rebels. The Empire, they might be licking their wounds after this one.
Whatever happens next, you saved a lot of innocent lives. And mine. Convoy's ready to jump. Thank you. We'll tell everyone what the Rebel Alliance did for us. All ships, prepare for lightspeed.
We all choose our path. Light or dark. Freedom or destruction. The Empire chose to destroy Alderaan in order to spread fear and douse the fires of rebellion. But the heroic pilots of the Rebel Alliance have chosen to keep fighting, to show the Empire that we are not afraid. It was their bravery that ended Palpatine's reign and brought about our new republic. However, the Empire lives on, shattered though it may be. As I speak, Imperial forces are edging toward the Bormia sector, hoping to end our new republic before we find our footing. As their empire collapses, they try to tighten their grip. But the galaxy is changing, and you can be a part of it. With the help of brave and daring pilots, this war can end. Make a choice. Fly with the new republic. Change our galaxy for the better.